Hello. Welcome to another episode of TMI Tuesdays. I am your host, Tonk 7. Thank you for being here with us tonight. We hope you have a nice, warm, almost Christmas time episode. It's wintertime has definitely set in out here. It's been really, really rainy. What's really interesting about out here is it's like the seasons like try to hold on as long as they can. Like winter takes forever to go away, and summer and fall, like it's like they hold on, and then all of a sudden, boom, winter's here, and it's just rain and rain and rain, and it's challenging, but it's nice because we're almost to the end of the year, and we got a lot of good football coming up. We got the playoffs for college. We'll get into that. We got the last leg of the season for the NFL. We'll get into that. The NBA is going strong, and we got a lot of good sports happening right now. And got a couple other things to talk about after that. Hope y'all have been watching. If anyone's been watching the Hard Knocks, we're going to talk a little bit about that after during the show. So thank you for being here with us tonight. Let's see who's with us tonight. Who we got?
Yo, what's up, man?
Ali the Persian.
Yeah, I'm at the huge Wang Ginkle party because we're number one, baby. No other team in the AFC is number one but the Dolphins.
Yeah, we are. We you know, there's reasons for it, good and bad, but it's definitely a lot of hard work that got us to this position. I mean, be number one in the AFC. I mean, when were the Dolphins number one in the AFC last time? I can't remember, honestly. I can't remember.
Last year we were number one.
Last year.
Yeah, we were at last year.
Just didn't stay there long enough. That's the problem.
The week.
Well, last season I was very busy taking care of my grandpa. So I didn't get to pay attention to sports the same way. So that's why I missed that. But besides this, I mean, it's been a very long time.
I'll tell you what, when has it been first place and looks this real? That's been a while. It looks real right now. It looks like a real first place team.
It's we're seeing the bigger picture of all the teams now. Right? Mm-hmm. Especially how
final quarter of the season's coming.
Yeah,
final quarter of the season's coming.
There's a lot with El Cap though. I really do think it feels like we're watching a team like when you see Kansas City and teams like that, you feel a certain way about them, right? Like you just know they got it, right? That's how I feel about my team now. And it's so weird. Like I actually can feel the same way. When I'm watching Hard Knocks, I'm like, this team has it. You can just feel how special they are. Through everything that you see at the games, through Hard Knocks, Twitter, YouTube, everything, you feel it. You can feel it in your skin. You know what I'm saying?
A skin that they are completely comfortable in, man. It looks like that's what I'm just really happy to see that.
Yeah, it's it's just it looks for real on and off the field.
They're like that. They're like that smooth layer that you feel on like fish and dolphins and stuff, so they glide through the water better.
Yeah,
it was like that.
Yeah, they got the perfect amount of lotion on.
They
did lotion on the basket.
They didn't forget to bring their sustainable lotion.
Yeah, they got sustainable lotion excreting from them.
Yeah, plus fish and wildlife in the ocean love plastic free. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Plus, they wash their dishes with that little singing majig.
Oh man!
I actually had to cut that thing in half, and I put half of it up, save it for later, and then the other half in a container. So because it's just too big, I was like, all right, I don't need this much soap. I don't need 2 years worth of soap right now. So
yeah, give me a fucking brick of soap, please.
It's like so many times now with those those products, I've cut them like to either travel or to give to some people, and it's like it's crazy that like in my life I went from like consuming liquid to now like using solids and cutting them up and giving them to people.
Your tonk. Never mind. I was trying to figure something. It was gonna be good. It was like Johnny Appleseed with Tonk and soap. I couldn't figure a way to put it together.
Real quick though, I'll never forget. It was a Woody Allen movie. He was in jail. He cut a bar of soap to make it look like a gun. Okay, he painted it black, and he got the guard fooled. And then he had him outside, and all of a sudden it started raining, and the gun started foaming up.
I just thought of a good rapper name for Tonk. Instead of calling himself Tonk, it could be Suds Cube.
Suds Cube. I like that. Suddies.
Actually, I think there's a rapper that name. Actually, that might be taken. Damn,
you might want to get it now while it's still available.
Yeah, if it's still available, get that, bro. That'd be a good one.
So, Suds Spect.
Yeah, little Suddy, little Suds. Little Suds.
No, Lil Suds, dude.
Little X. I
have a Canadian hat on, but I'm not Canadian.
Little X Suds. Yeah. Damn.
Lil X Suds. No Lil, dude.
All right, Big Suds X.
No Suds.
Well, if you do Suds X, it sounds like you're saying sex. It's kind of a play on words.
Sudspect.
Hey, Van Ginkel has his new.
I like that. Suds Spect. Damn, I'll tell you what. If your name is Suds Spect, you better rap fast as fuck. That sounds like some Tech 9. I'm saying like Tech 9. That's the only. But that's how you can't. You know what I'm saying? You got to be
hard, man.
I know it is, but if you're gonna carry a name like Suds Spect, because that's like a tongue twister already.
Y'all are the ones who started saying Suds towards me, and I'm just hyping it up.
Hey, listen, and I'm liking where this is going.
So, yeah. I mean, if you're going to throw shit my way, expect to have some feedback. So,
listen, this is good feedback. I like the name the best so far. Just saying.
What about Suds McGee?
how the identity has to
no, that
follow.
sounds like a fucking
What Shake
cop.
Money?
No,
What did you
Suds
say?
McGee.
McGee is
Suds
coppish.
McGee.
No, that's a cop.
Suds
dude.
McGee.
It's Tonk Lemaine.
Suds
What's
McGee sounds like
Lemaine?
something I saw on the Sunday paper
That
when I was
sounds like
younger.
he's like an
Suspect
Asian
is
rap
like
artist, bro.
hard as you
No,
even never heard-
Lemaine, not Lomaine.
Sustenance.
Lemaine.
Sustenance.
Tonk
that's
Lemaine, like
like-
Charlemagne, you know, Tonk Lemaine.
Mm,
Tonk the
Ooh,
Great.
look,
It's Tonk the Great. Tonk
Substance.
the Great.
love it.
I
the
like that
Magnus.
too.
I like
See,
that
now-
one a lot.
Now, Substance
Tonkimus Magnus.
can rap fast, but can also sing
I like
because he's got Substance. I think
Substance.
Substance is where we're
Substance
hitting it.
Good too. Man, there's some
You
good
know
ones.
what?
Man. You guys are, I love
Tonk
it.
7, the Substance album. Ooh, getting clean in this bitch. I like it. We're all right. You know what? Fucking
Tonk-
villain's gonna be
Tonk's
asking
like-
for some
We
money.
need to write these things down because what did I come up with?
Bro, you know how much shit I write down now? I write everything
I
down.
know I do that a lot.
I'm
too.
getting
That's
to that
why
age, dog. I gotta write it down, bro. Getting there. All right. You want to roll
right, so
this
what's
show,
the-
or we just yeah? We want to do the show, or what are we doing?
Hey, what do we do? Oh yeah, we're here for.
We're thinking about the variations of Suds.
Yeah, suds and rappers, dude. This has gone off
and
the
Michael
fucking
Case
rails.
like, what Suds? I bought the fucking conditioner. He's like, but...
You know what they call that in comedy, right? They call that a callback. Y'all just witnessed greatness here because that bitch just hooked it from across the room.
Bro,
That
I
was-
can
I
see
bought
Michael Case sitting in the
conditioner.
bathtub talking to his shampoo and conditioner like
Damn.
Billy Madison. No, the conditioner is better. And like battling them out.
My conditioner ain't suds.
What a ripoff!
What the fuck is this crap?
What a ripoff.
Wait, is that Mark? Is
My
that
hair got soft as fuck, but I didn't see one suds. I didn't see one sud
I
stance
had
in there.
no flakes.
I didn't see one sud stance in there. What a
Joe
callback
Wrist,
again.
man? That's so funny.
Like he puts that in the reviews.
Oh, Joe goes, he doesn't shower.
He put that in the reviews.
Oh,
He
man.
put that in the reviews. Ooh, fuck, man. Nothing like laughing at Michael K, especially when he ain't around to know that we're making fun of him. He'll have to watch this later by himself, all pissed off. Oh, that's gonna happen. He gonna watch it by himself later, get all pissed off that he can't get in chat and bitch at us.
He all pissed off.
By the way, speaking of which, I just thought of another cool album, Substance Abuse.
Ooh,
That's
there
why
you go.
That's why I said sustenance.
Yeah, substance. I mean, we're all over this substance thing.
What did I first
Where there's
hear you
not
say?
suds is in conditioner, Michael K. That's where there's
We
not
also
suds.
have a record called, or a song
No.
called Substantial.
Suspect. I think that was.
Oh man, what a way to start the show.
All right, so yeah, I talked to some of my FSU fans, and they're super upset with the choices. But honestly, I think this was the hardest year for the selection committee.
I would say that they were put to the test for
I
sure.
think it's definitely 100% the hardest year. It shows that we need more than 4 teams. I don't know if we need 12. I think that's way too many, but it's like I honestly. So there was a couple. So I don't want to say they made the right decision. I think it was too hard. I don't think there was a perfect decision because, like, let's say you left out Texas and put FSU in there, or Alabama. I mean,
Alabama isn't. You mean Georgia?
instead of
instead of Alabama
out, put FSU in.
Um,
What were you know, like what would have been said if FSU was in there instead of Alabama? Or
I think Texas is where I'm questioning more. I understand an SEC team, and I could understand that, you know, fucking Alabama getting in when they just beat Georgia, who Georgia should have beat them. They knew it was riding on it; it could cost them. But Suds of Anarchy, what? Suds of Anarchy, damn, that's a whole different band. Sorry, man. That's fucking awesome.
My opinion is that I think everyone's making a bigger deal out of this than really what it needs to be. Let's be real, and I'm gonna use facts here to really break this down for you guys because I don't understand like how people are really thinking that this was stolen from FSU, who didn't deserve to be there in the first place, right?
The usual suspects.
No, that's exactly what it is.
That's what we got.
Listen to this. Listen to this. First of all, if you go back and look at what the whole point of the committee was to decide a way to figure out the best overall teams. And it's not just your record, it's who you played, how you performed, what you've done recently, and your biggest wins throughout the season. You look at who FSU beat. Yes, they were undefeated. I give it that to them. However, they really did not beat any single team that is worth a damn. Texas, who made the top 4, actually beat Alabama.
Hey,
They deserve to be in, and that's why. And because Alabama beat Georgia, I think they deserve to be in too. I agree with both of those picks. Michigan, I agree with completely. They beat Ohio State. They were in the top 4 forever today, right? I agree with it. And Washington, I think, in my opinion, could beat FSU right now, hands down. That's my opinion. So
this is
people are so overhyped on FSU.
Well, you know what's going to happen.
Like this.
Hold on. I just want to finish with this. Everyone is so overhyped on FSU. The only reason people are complaining about it is because of the name FSU. Because honestly, I can name a dozen and one teams that can wipe the floor with FSU, let alone 3 or 4 games were handed to them on a platter.
Oh, how about Alabama? The games that Alabama were handed to them on a platter. There's games that Texas was probably handed to them on a platter. Come on now. Who did Washington beat?
Yeah, definitely Alabama.
I don't think
the freaking Auburn game was handed to them on the
platter.
platter.
Florida State will beat Washington.
I still think the teams that are above there can wipe the floor with FSU.
You don't open up a can of worms now, Tonk. You don't open up a can of worms.
I think all 4 teams can beat.
I'm telling you right now, Auburn handed that game on a silver platter to freaking
So
Alabama.
hold on, just wait a second. I'm gonna look at it a little bit further, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on,
so Alabama gets in over Georgia, and you could say what you want because Alabama narrowly beat Auburn the fucking week before, but they beat Georgia. Hold on, just listen. If not thinking about anyone else, but just go Alabama knocks out Georgia. And Georgia's not in, right?
Mm-hmm.
People aren't going to clamor for Georgia the way we're clamoring for FSU, correct? Because they just lost Alabama, and Alabama took your spot for the SEC. You know, there's all these ties. Georgia and FSU are going to go against each other here directly, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Georgia beats the mortal shit out of FSU, no one's going to go, FSU should have got that ass whipping in the fucking in the top 4, while Alabama would have gave them that same ass whipping or anyone else. And I think that's kind of where the scale got tipped. Now I'll tell you what, though, if FSU comes out and mops the floor with Georgia, then we can have the discussion of how the travesty really happened.
This is what I mean. So this is what I mean when it comes to FSU, because I feel like they're going to lose to Georgia, and I feel like they would lose to any of those 4 teams in the playoffs. The only hang up for me is how Ohio State won with Cordell Jones. He was the 3rd string quarterback, and he went to the playoffs and won, and then went to the national championship and won. So just because they're on their 3rd string and just because they only won by 10 points doesn't mean that they can't win throughout, because obviously they have a defense that can hold the team. And they don't
but that Ohio team had the defense and the offense.
I know, but
didn't Ohio win it that year? Didn't they win it that year?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they weren't wrong, were they? They weren't wrong, were they?
Yeah.
So if we're quote unquote committeeing and trying to understand like the logic, they weren't wrong about Ohio when they took that chance.
No, they
weren't.
And
chances are when Georgia does what it's going to do to FSU,
I don't. Yeah,
there's going to be a chance to find out if FSU
Let's see if we're wrong.
All right, or if the other side. Now, if it's a narrowly won game or anything like that, then everybody be like, "Wow, FSU got robbed." Because then if they can make it competitive, but if Georgia comes out and spanks them, or vice versa comes out and spanks them, it's gonna get worse. That's all I know. It's just gonna get worse. That's all I know.
To answer Shake Money, who Washington beat, Shake Money, just so you're aware, they actually have 4 ranked opponents that they beat.
They were in their conference.
And, well, I understand, but they're still going by rankings because that's the same thing SEC teams do. So I'm not going to hold that against them. But they beat Oregon twice, and both times they beat Oregon, Oregon was ranked in the top 10. They were number 6 when they lost to them when they beat Oregon in the championship game, and they were number 8 when they beat Oregon the first time mid-season. So that is 2 top 10 wins in a season, and I'm going to tell you right now, FSU doesn't have that. I'm sorry.
Again, they're in the same conference, so they're going to play each other.
Well, I'll tell you what, if FSU would have beat teams like Miami, if FSU would have beat teams like Miami and Clemson by a much larger margin and outclassed, because they did, and they won by a touchdown in each of those games. Actually, I think they only won by 3 points against Clemson. But either way, they didn't have those. They had wins, and their team, compared to what they were the year prior, is night and day. They are a competitive, really good football team. And maybe if their quarterback didn't get injured, they could have showed that they were that team, but that just didn't happen.
Washington beat Michigan State, Oregon, Arizona State, USC, Utah, Oregon State, Washington State, and Oregon again.
Yeah, don't forget about that USC game too. Think about that.
So
how much would they beat USC by?
Not for 10, but it was 52-42. That was a really high.
But still, 52-42 and won it. I remember watching that game. That was a great game. It was an unstopped, and that stuff is important as well.
Yeah, I went to the California game where they won 59-32, and I think I went to.
I think it's a lot of favoritism.
One thing also, I will say this, El Cap, you mentioned Ohio State and how they got picked and how they deserved to be in it because they had the offense and defense and they really ran the table. The only reason they got in is because of how bad they beat Washington in the championship game, right? Because that's really what happened. They lost the game that season. And they beat
Washington was going to go.
Handedly. They beat Washington really handily in the championship game. Not Washington, I'm sorry, Wisconsin. They beat Wisconsin in the championship game. And how big they won against them, that's what got it. It was their performance. And if you look at FSU's performance against Louisville, yes, they won the game, but that offense didn't do hardly anything against Louisville.
It wasn't easy. It was a boring game to watch.
It was like the most boring game ever. That's the reason why they didn't get picked.
Yeah, they're not. If you got boring football, you ain't going into the show.
Yeah, if they would have scored like a normal game, like a 48-zip or 48-10, they probably would have gotten in. I'll give you that. That would have been a much bigger win based on performance.
What about when Alabama barely beat South Florida?
When was that? I don't follow Alabama. I don't know anything about that.
That was in the beginning of the year. Georgia, he's not wrong about that. Listen, Alabama definitely got a little. To me, I think Georgia should have gone in over Alabama. I think Georgia should have gone in over Alabama. The problem with letting Alabama in, yes, I don't.
Now, this is where color really needs to step in and hit us with some hurricane history. Not hurricane, I'm sorry, Notre Dame and FSU history. Go ahead, Color, because he's going to tell you why you're wrong. Color.
Wrong about what?
Color's asleep at the wheel. I'll take control of this bitch right now.
Wait. It's not about debating whether they should or shouldn't. For me, it's about whether you should have any sympathy for them. And I don't. They have a championship that was awarded to them over a team that beat them on the football field. So they know what it's like to be the beneficiary of an unjust system. So I don't have any sympathy for Florida State.
Yes, and I'm sorry. Here's the problem. Because Alabama's done this before, where they've won the last game against the fucking division opponent and gets in and backdoors their way in, and everyone's like, it's not fair, and then Alabama fucking wins it all. So if Alabama comes out and shits the bed and plays like they played in fucking Auburn and doesn't show up and lose in ugly fashion or what have you, then we're gonna think, but the problem is Alabama doesn't really do that once they hit the fucking playoffs. They get in there and they start running the fucking table on everybody. Because I mean, really, outside of Michigan, if Alabama plays
teams,
Alabama football that we've
be
known to see from that team in the last 20-something plus years, if they show up in any facet like they do always in the fucking playoffs, outside of Michigan, I don't know these other two teams can stop them. I don't think Texas is going to stop Alabama type team. I don't think a fucking Washington can put up a lot of fucking points. I don't know. Washington might be able to outscore them, but then again, they might shit the bed. Still a lot of questions, but this is the play of this every year.
I don't want to root for Alabama, but I have to root against Michigan. So,
hey, do you think college sports is just a big joke and all scripted as well?
No. Yes. Well, yeah, kind of.
Look at
they're
this.
Playing it like, they're playing it like a violin, Ali.
Look at this. Penix, the quarterback of Washington. I think it's Washington he plays for, right? Penix.
Yes.
He's a Heisman candidate, right? He could be a Heisman finalist when it's all said and done.
There's 3. And he's a finalist.
Yeah, he's in the finalists, and he just got awarded second all-team QB for the Pac-12. What a freaking joke, bro! I'm sorry.
Why not first team?
I have no idea why not first team. He was a second team, dude. I'm telling you straight up, that conference is garbage. Rest in peace, and the ashes are going to be thrown in the Pacific.
Yeah, he's definitely like first team. Are you kidding me?
That's what I think. It's a big joke.
Who they put for it? Bo Nix?
I have no idea. People have been talking about it on Twitter, bro.
Oh,
so that's why I thought it was crazy.
I don't pay attention to like first teams and all. I just, like,
Alabama's going to lose to Michigan by 30, Greg.
One thing
Alabama's going to beat Michigan. He's already beaten Michigan. It was a few years ago, and
Greg is 100%. Greg is 100% in chat. They want the Texas Alabama rematch, and they might try to make that happen. But I don't think
if that happens, I'm rooting for Texas to win it.
Yeah,
win yours, baby.
Texas. It's rigged.
I like Steve Sarkisian too, but I got I can't root against Washington.
I don't really care. I'll just enjoy the football because I got no skin in the game one way or the other. I'll root for this team and I'll root for that one. I don't give a fuck. But I just hope it's a good product. And that's really what it comes down to. What they really want everybody at. You want to root for it all and root for some and have a home team, but just enjoy all of it all the time. That's what they want. Okay, so I do think that who are the other teams outside? I guess no. I mean, Ohio is the only other one that could have been considered, but I think Michigan's defense is fucking unstoppable, boys, and I think they're gonna fucking. Yeah. I think they're gearing up for that Harbaugh win it all.
No, Harbaugh ain't I don't think he's ever going to win the big
He's
going
to win it before he go back to the NFL.
Crypto, is that not the story that they want to tell, or is that not the story they want to tell?
Right, that's the script.
That's the story. That's the fucking script. I'm sorry, you guys.
I saw them handing that script out on the sideline in that Alabama game.
Yeah, go back to the NFL, or at least, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Where would he end up, right?
Fuck John Harbaugh.
Listen, they want that show back, bro. They like it.
Yeah.
They like that product he put out.
I want my freaking flashcards back.
Well, listen, the owners in the NFL don't pay the money to win one's college, dude. Now he got his bread.
Listen, Harbaugh and virtually the same Michigan team, because the team is virtually the same team from last year, right? Got beat by TCU, right? Who the hell are the TCU Frogs, right? If you think that Michigan is gonna be able to beat Alabama, you're smoking.
Yeah, they're not. It's not gonna happen.
You know what it is?
Michigan's not gonna win that game.
No way, dude. I'm sorry. That Alabama team is way better talented than
Alabama. I think
last year. So
No, they're not undefeated in the playoffs or the national
Harbaugh
championship,
splooged it just like Buffalo did. They won their Super Bowl when they beat
Alabama
Miami,
is,
right?
Alabama
Harbaugh did the same thing, and his team did the same thing with Ohio State. They already, premature ejaculated.
I don't think that's the story they want.
If Alabama's in the playoffs, they're the most dangerous team. It's just, it is the way it is. It's Nick
until
Saban
proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise. I know Georgia's been killing it as of late, but listen, this Alabama team isn't nothing to crow home about. You know what I'm saying? But they just beat Georgia to make sure that they got in. And the one thing I think of is
it's not the team, it's Nick Saban. It's them buying into what he has.
It's a state with no state football team to root for, and that's what they root for, and that's where all the funds and money go to.
Yeah, I know. I used to live close to Alabama. Well, as far as the state.
Go Elephants. What the fuck they call their fucking mascot? It's an elephant, right? Some dumbass elephant?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know his name.
What's the elephant's name for Alabama?
Oh, shit.
When they say go Alabama, what do they say? Like we say go Fin.
Roll Tide.
Oh, that's right. It's Roll Tide. See, man, I wish I wouldn't have heard it.
See, that's what I never understood about the Crimson Tide. What does a woman's menstrual have to do with football?
Oh, man.
Damn, bro. Damn.
It's like, I thought this was the Detroit Red Wings.
Y'all are fucking bad, bro. Welcome to the Crimson Tide, where you get to earn your Detroit Red Wings. Fuck.
Hey, kids, you like hockey?
The mascot's name is Al. No, it's not.
No, it is. Al.
Bro,
His name is Elephant.
I need an Al Bundy photoshopped Crimson Tide, Roll Tide fucking mascot doing the Al Bundy right now. Somebody make that.
Bundy.
Whoa, Bundy.
Whoa, Bundy.
I don't know if you know this or not, but that guy broke the all-time high school record for rushing yards in a game once. 4 times. That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Guy was a legend.
Married with children.
Yeah. Fucking love that shit. So, yeah, college football playoffs. Hiya. You ready for the next one?
Yeah. So.
And by the way, it is. It's Big Al. That's his name, Big Al.
No fuck.
What?
Yeah.
Big Al?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
The story about the elephant comes from the 1930s, bro, when Mississippi played Alabama. There's a whole story about it.
Right.
Why? Because the Republicans?
Oh, I guess Al for Alabama. Okay, it makes sense now. Alabama. Okay, all right.
They played a game versus Mississippi, which was one of their rivals at the time. And I guess the whole team was so pumped up when they were running through onto the field. You could feel the earth trembling like it was a pack of elephants stampeding. That's the whole story behind it.
Sounds like a bunch of Alabama fans. That definitely does.
Probably.
Jesus.
So, what's interesting is that besides the ugly ass courts, they've making it so the new paint on the courts is more.
Oh no, I've seen it. It's
the paint.
Well, they're doing it in college now. You see them doing it in college. You see some of the college basketball lately too that they're doing it in?
I haven't seen it.
Dude, they had one where it was like trees pattern, but it was like that fucking camouflage that like the Marines and shit wear now. It's all the digital stuff. And I swear to God, they're bouncing the ball. That bitch disappears at times.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It just disappears right into the freaking camouflage. I'm like, how the hell is it? But yeah, go ahead.
I know, it's crazy.
I think the NBA wants it like that.
With some marketing people.
Well, there's not only marketing, but
New Orleans
a little bit of sleight of hand.
Won a game because they're in single elimination now. And the reason why I am not so judgmental or just negative about the tournament is that it's kind of inspired players to play better and to try to win. And now you have teams that are ranked 6th and 8th that are competing, and it's kind of cool to be able to see lower ranked teams or position teams compete against each other and to see what they can do. Kind of similar to when you get into the playoffs now in the NBA, you have like I forgot a certain amount, and then you have the
they have 8 and then the play-in.
Yeah, the play-in tournament. And it's kind of having that same feel type of game as the play-in tournament. So I hated on it a lot, and I still do because of the courts, but what it's doing, kind of enticing players to play a little harder and to see what they can really do. It might turn out to be something positive at the end of the season, because they've seen what they can do earlier in the season, and like take chances and maybe try new plays. So,
well, not only that, but like, think about it. A lot of these teams, it's kind of boring, right? And like, every NBA player's on load management, and rightfully so, because you figure out a way to win X amount of games that you believe, 40, 48, whatever it is in your division, to get into the dance, and then it's all about tournaments from there, right? Unless you're in the play-in, and now there's your tournament. So there's so many times where player or like paying customers, right, show up for a game, and the superstars they're hoping to see ain't none of them playing. You know what I'm saying? One team deactivated them, and they deactivated all their guys. Everybody's on fucking rest. They're all sitting courtside. Like, yeah, look, there he is. Don't get to see him do his thing. But
yeah, but there's rules against that now.
I know that, but it still happens. Now, in these tournaments, you can expect these guys to be out in these tournaments unless they're injured because it has some skin on it. So the product, the price, the guarantees, and if you're going to play said player in the, 80 games, something shit like that. We'll just say 80 for the sake. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm going to play him, say 50% of these games. Well, come in the play tournament or this, whatever bullshit they call it. I forget. I know that those 15 games or whatever to make it happen, they're going to be in those games. So you might as well, and it's at the beginning of the season, so it kind of gets ramped up and gets the season moving. So I think it's
unless the team's quarterback gets hurt, then they're not allowed in the playoffs.
I would like to see if they did something like that. You get like a guaranteed position in the playoffs if you win the tournament.
They got to have some incentive process that they're workshopping right now. NBA is good about staying fresh with shit. They're good about that. They're good about keeping the eyes on them and getting more eyes on them, and they're playing with the numbers right now.
They need to get a team out here so I can get my own damn eyes on them.
Maybe there's an expansion coming in the future with all this tournament stuff.
It's the freaking media rights and all the freaking.
Well, yeah, because everybody, you're gonna have to cut a piece of the pie everybody's getting. Well, no, they already have their piece. Now you're saying I got to take a slice of my piece and give it to the new guy. Well, what's he bringing to the table?
NBC.
The idea of expansion is to take the amount of all my pieces from the pie I'm going to eat, and I'm going to expand to make more, not take some away and make less. So that's why it takes so much time.
Have you ever been to a Sonics game, Tonk, or they weren't there?
No, dude, I came out here in 2018. Okay. They got moved in like 2008.
Damn.
Or 2007. It was around then. Yeah, they've been long gone. But that would be crazy if we get an NBA. Like, we're supposed to. I mean, we're supposed to get the team here. It's just taking forever because of media rights and all that. But it's gonna be crazy out here when we get an NBA team. We'll have every professional sports and semi-pro. There's so much stuff to do out here. This city is crazy. This city is crazy with sports and music. It's insane.
Bring the money, dog. They'll figure it out.
But yeah. So in the load management, they have rules against it. Like if you're an all-star player, you can't really have too much load management. Or if you're I know it's all-star player, and then maybe first team and stuff like that, and then age has something to do with it. I mean, I honestly think there's already too many games. I don't think there's a need to have that many games. But it's I totally understand.
Now that I agree with
no load management stuff, because like LeBron James, for example, how many years he played in the playoffs and went all the way to the finals? He's played like seasons more.
It's the same thing with Brady, though, dude. Brady played like how many more seasons extra with all those playoff games? I mean, like 6 or some bullshit. It's
but
stupid.
These two people are like free. These are like they're at who's like there's debates about LeBron, but nobody is saying better than Brady or even LeBron. I mean, you could argue that he's the best ever, and you could argue that Brady's the best ever. I mean, a lot more for Brady.
I don't think there's any argument about Brady being the best.
Yeah.
Nobody's arguing that no more.
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna argue.
And nobody's gonna say like, oh, Jordan ain't the best. Like, there's people that say Braun is better, but if you say Jordan ain't the best, you're lying. He's the best.
It's like it's comparing apples to apples, honestly.
Yeah.
But
no one's gonna say that Brady wasn't the best. That fucking.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure LeBron has played more than Michael, because he's been to
definitely played
10
more.
finals, and Michael went to 6.
Yeah, but I mean, man, I don't want to have this.
I'm just saying.
Braun is chasing all those things. You know what I'm saying? So was Brady, but Brady didn't chase all the ring, all the fucking accolades. He chased the fucking Super Bowls, and that's respectable. Chasing all the accolades, people look down at that, and I agree. He's a bitch. Sorry. That's it. It's just like Tyreek Hill is chasing 2,000 yards to be the first wide receiver to ever do it. Calvin Johnson came the closest with 1,960 yards, 61 yards, 64 yards, something like that.
Who has the record?
Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. Had it with 1,964, 62 yards, something like that. But he did that in 16 games. If Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards, but does it in 17 games, which the season is expanded, yes, he'll be the best, but there'll always be that caveat. You know what I'm saying?
That
there'll
being said,
caveat.
Just pause for a second. That being said, with 4 out of our last 5 games at home and the pace that Tyreek Hill's on, he could actually do it in 16 games.
Oh, no, I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying if he were to do it.
Well, I mean, it just adds an interesting question is all I meant. I didn't.
But I also put it on this. 1964, we'll call it, right? If Tyreek Hill puts up like 2,100 yards and obliterates that record, then
exactly.
But if he gets like 2001,
right? Calvin Johnson would have had to maintain a 100 plus yards per game, and that's where Tyreek is at right now.
I'm just saying,
over 100 yards per game.
And I'll finish this on this. Calvin Johnson didn't get any of the playoffs, and he certainly didn't play the playoffs then either. So, like, they would even start adding up playoff games because guess what? Dolphins go on playoffs. He hits 2,000, then we turn around, and in the playoffs and this and everything, he's got like 3,000 yards if we go to the Super Bowl. Could you imagine he racks up another 1,000? Like, he could obliterate a record depending on how far the Dolphins will go in the playoffs to a thing where people will count this as one of the greatest of all
that's
times.
The other thing too.
Forever,
how many
independent,
right?
And
how many
forever.
independent postseason records is he poised to break if he gets a chance? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but when you say he has an extra game, that's you could mention that, but at the same time, like records that were set years and years and years ago, I don't think the competition was the same. So
yes, Calvin Johnson's record was done
before
not
that.
even.
I mean, when they
I got you.
When they compare
other
records to like the Dolphins, going undefeated, and they're saying, "Oh, well,
they had 14 games back then too."
But at the
and
same
it could
time,
be said
I don't think the competition was the same.
Right.
No.
Well, it could be said it was harder to get passing yards in the era that Calvin Johnson played.
I want you to think about this, though. I want you to think about this. Think about this. Everybody says the competition wasn't the same, but think about this. Back then, right, there were like about less teams. So that what does that mean? That means the bulk of the talent isn't being spread around. So the teams weren't getting watered down. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you have, let's say you got 10 talented prospects one spread through 32 teams. Now it's less concentrated. You have
like
more talent being concentrated into good teams. Now
I just think in totality, the game, and say what you will about all the changes they've done to the game, the product is at its best right now. It's crazy, great, and entertaining. And the athletes are different. The way people prepared their bodies back then to the way these guys do this job year round, and even the guys who did it year round, just the way medicine and modern science has moved along, and how these guys, most of these guys played in high school, college, whatever, but a lot of these guys are born, bred, and laboratory put together damn near the way these guys are at now. Like there's a whole
Arch Manning is literally like
your third generation, worked
like,
into the. I mean, listen, Christian McCaffrey. Look how great Christian McCaffrey is. His daddy was great too. But you think Christian McCaffrey wasn't in the doctor's office every other week or whatever, checking his levels, working on becoming this superior athlete? Come on, bro. Like. It's just the way it is.
Football. Remember back in the day, football was a part-time job for these guys too.
Yeah, absolutely. The fucking guy was a damn car salesman during the off season and shit.
Right.
And that was part of the perk. You parlayed your football success to, some side nookie.
The steel curtain was like a bunch of coal miners.
Yeah, that's where they had fucking mining coal and shit.
Joe Namath was the one that really made superstar a thing for NFL and people in sports, to be honest, when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah, he helped the game.
He was the first one that kind of movie started, kind of.
Yeah, Johnny Unitas.
Well, there was always the lunch pail worker, and it was looked at as a blue collar type of thing to do and make. But once it became a celebrity type of thing, it changed the game in every which way.
He was also one of the first to go right from the field to the booth as a color commentator.
True
know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Then he started drinking, trying to do that, and that shit got crazy.
Who went straight to commentary? Oh, Joe Namath?
Joe Namath, He was calling a lot of CBS
Joe
games.
Namath was big time, prime time at one point.
Yeah, he was. Then he started tossing them back. Now Joe Namath, big time party time. He's always been big time party time.
A lot of those Marino Jim Kelly matchups were Joe Namath was on the color commentary.
And when you talk about impacts like Joe Namath had, even though he wasn't the greatest quarterback, and you talk about impacts like Brady had and definitely was, what impact has LeBron had as the greatest, other than to do it longer and more with all this modern medicine that we've just agreed upon, to outdo a guy like Jordan?
Lead a team to lead three different teams to a championship.
Does anyone believe that if Jordan went to any other team at any given moment that he wouldn't have done the same thing? That's the thing that I have the answer to that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't see any scenario in which if he went to said team, if he went to the Knicks, the Knicks are fucking winning it all.
That Bulls team is like the team Golden State. It's very similar to them.
No, it's not.
Not how they play, but the team itself.
No.
Players.
I disagree because I know what you're getting at.
Dude, they sucked when Steph Curry and Klay Thompson weren't there. They sucked, right?
Yes, agreed.
Thompson came back and they fucking won. Just like when
Jordan agree.
Won, he left. They sucked. He came back. They won. It's the same shit.
But Steph Curry and those are two people. Jordan is just one, and to me, Jordan could do that and make a new whomever. I'm not trying to dog Pippen at all because Pippen was great, but like there was no duo.
But they also had Steve Kerr, and who else?
That's what I was going to ask. Who was their token white guy? It was Steve Kerr, right?
I got it.
Yeah.
I know how great Steve Kerr was.
Right now, what if? Now imagine if that guy was Larry Bird instead of Steve Kerr.
Well, look at
So
what I'm
now
if
you're saying Bird,
Steve Kerr only had the 3 years. Paxson was with the first 3 years.
Right.
The championship.
But look, Steve
no,
Kerr
because look, what you're talking about is kind of like the Magic team, because not that Magic wasn't great, but how Magic did the team. To me,
once he left,
I agree. But to me, Bird being everything and Jordan being everything, and Jordan was the best at being the everything. If you're going to say the best NBA player, it was Jordan. The best, the winningest, most championship, the most accoladed player that had the greatest of his era is Bron in his window. But if you wanted to go fucking nuts for nuts, I'm sorry, fucking at primed in any way capacity, and I get how big Bron is and down the court, all that shit. I get it. But if you're going to say that if they're going one-on-one, Bron might win. Bron might win one-on-one against him sometimes. Actually, I don't think so. I think to me, Bron would give not in the paint. You're right. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if I think 1v1 prime versus prime, I think Jordan would murder him before he would let himself lose to him. And that's the difference between those two guys.
Okay,
one would kill and die for the other.
I don't think that. So, like what we were saying before, Jordan going to other teams and winning like LeBron did. I don't see that.
I think he could totally do that. I think he totally could. Any of those teams. He could have gone to the Pacers, the Knicks, any of those teams in that era.
Well, that's why I brought up Bird. Could he have gone to the Celtics? You know what I mean?
If he went to the Celtics,
I know they didn't have much else besides Bird, but
Bird was really against Magic in the 76ers.
Yeah, but there was that layover time for sure.
Yeah. You had about what? 4 or 5 seasons with Bird and Jordan.
They had Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish.
Yeah, he did play a little against him, but it wasn't even remotely. And honestly, I think Bird had it the hardest because he had to go through the Sixers.
Well, they made video games out of Bird
just to get to the
Jordan.
finals, and then he has to go against the Showtime Lakers. Honestly, I think the Showtime Lakers is the greatest team. I think that would have beat the Bulls.
Probably one of I don't know. Because probably some. I don't know. There's some great. If you're talking about just pure talent assembled, I don't know if that Heat team can be rivaled to the way they. You
mean the 2013 team with Ray Allen?
I mean, just think about the talent.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. Showtime Lakers would still beat them, bro.
I think so.
If you take Showtime Lakers when all those guys were in their prime,
against
that team, I'm sorry, they'd wipe the floor.
Yeah, but they lost to fucking
to Bird
and Bird. So what are you talking about? I don't think that 76ers.
Ray Allen and LeBron and
I know you're talking about the most talented teams, but I'm watching them lose.
I mean. I think,
and they didn't lose to Bird every year. They went back and forth.
Honestly, I think when it comes down to that,
you're aware of that.
Coaching, I think you have to start looking at coaching because obviously those are such incredibly great teams.
And what about the Pistons with Thomas and Lambeer and all that?
But you put Miami's head coach against Phil Jackson? No. That was what's his name? That wasn't Phil Jackson to Showtime. That was he's on Miami now.
Yeah, it's Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. I would put Pat Riley against Phil Jackson. Is the only or recently Steve Kerr.
So yeah, Steve Kerr.
Popovich.
But here's the thing, and here's where I will always edge out, right? If you have Phil Jackson 1v1 with Pat Riley, both in their primes, who's killing or dying for it? Pat's killing. No, Pat is killing and dying for it.
Yeah, no, actually,
Pat is killing and dying for it. I could see him murdering and digging a fucking shallow grave behind the fucking stadium, or just you're gonna have to fucking kill me. That's it. So, That's
but
when you edge out these conversations, you can put context on both sides for everything and anything. When I just take 1v1, who's killing and dying for it? Now, if one person's going to die for it and one person's going to kill for it, well, the one that kills for it's the one that wins. If one's willing to die and kill for it while the other wouldn't, then that guy wins too. If they're both willing to kill and die for it, then we'll have that conversation. But usually this topic ends the conversation.
Yeah, but Phil Jackson won in multiple cities, just like
Phil Jackson, great coach, probably a better coach. Probably a better coach.
He won in 2 different teams, just like Pat Riley did.
Probably.
And Pat Riley wasn't as an executive, though, not just 2 different head coach teams. He won also as an executive.
Just saying.
And a player.
Winning sports ain't always about
the Knicks.
He played for.
No, Pat Riley. No, Phil Jackson played for the Knicks.
No, Pat Riley played for the Lakers.
Yeah,
he played for the Lakers.
Okay.
He also coached the Lakers too.
Right.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So now, Phil Jackson probably maybe debatable better coach, like I said. But again, who would? I think so. I think that's debatable. He's the only for
he won on the Knicks. The Knicks haven't won nothing since he was a player.
I'm just saying, who's killing and murdering for it, and that's the only way to end it, because that's who wants it the most, and that's what it comes down to in sports for me. Who's willing to die or kill for it? Because that's the only way. All the others, it's Brady. Yeah, Brady would kill and die for it, and that's my. All of it. Crypto's picking up what I'm putting down. Crypto's picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you.
Hold up. You mentioned Phil Jackson and Pat Riley and who would kill for it. If you know Phil Jackson's background, he's all into that Zen shit. He's probably kind of crazy in the head, bro. I'm gonna say he's gonna kill for it. Because he's kind of wacky a little bit when it comes to that shit. So he has that persona that I think he would flip a switch and cut your throat.
Joe Wrist,
you're not looking or something.
Aaron Hernandez would kill for it.
Damn, again, going dark. Holy shit. Hey, go back to his avatar. Did you see his avatar?
Yeah, it's the Santa Claus shitting in the helmet. I mean, that's the only present they're getting. If you notice down below, he's got his feet up on the Patriots and he's wiping his ass with the Jets teepee.
Oh God.
That's what I do miss about Brady is watching him scream at players on the sidelines. Like when they were even
damn, and B McD. Listen,
damn.
This and then B McD.
Dude,
look.
Too soon, bro. Too soon.
Dang.
Oh man, kill and die again.
It's like
there's only a few things men would do that for.
And he was killing when he won that championship.
That's killing it. Murdering it all over the place when he was playing. He was a killer out there on the field.
It was like, oh man.
Damn.
Murdering it.
I watched him catch for a touchdown in Gainesville. I went to a game and I was right there in the corner of the end zone, and Tebow threw to him and he was right there 20 feet in front of me.
Damn.
Dude.
Big,
straight
giant
up.
Fucking monster man.
He was huge. Damn.
Your life was technically in danger. You were close enough to die.
I almost stepped on his shoe.
Did you wash your hands after
fucking
leaving?
better not. Fucking better not.
You smudged my cause for cleats.
I got cause for cleats right here for you, motherfucker.
This is my cause.
Put your paws up. Empty your pockets, bitch.
We're paws for cause, baby.
Oh man, that was
all
funny.
right. So
they actually changed the name for Cause for Cleats, surprisingly.
Well, they've actually been having advertisements recently, so I haven't looked at them. But
yeah, it's not called Cause for Cleats anymore. It's My Cause, My Cleats.
Oh, that's
lame.
Been that way for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. I like Cause for Cleats better, bro. Bring that.
It's My Cause, My Cleats.
Yeah,
sounds like some fucking bullshit. Sounds like it's getting. Well, he's leaning into, that kind of political type bullshit they're trying to push. Like, you're taking away from the shit, dog.
No, it sounds like a 2-year-old.
Sounds like what they identify as.
Sounds
Yeah, I
right.
identify as a cleat.
Good one. That's a good one.
Fucking Tonk here's what I'm saying. I hear my cause, my cleats. It's like and my tampons. Jeez. Damn it.
All right. Let's go. What's the next one? So I got some good notes actually. Let's see. So hold on a second.
Oh, by the way,
Joe Riz, that's like New Year, new me. Yeah, I know, right? It's like a drunk.
Dude, I've been in a car with chicks when they say that.
Yes, I think we've like, all heard this.
New me, baby. I'm like, shut your hungover ass up.
Yeah.
God, right when he said New Year, new me, baby, it reminded me of Mike Myers from Austin Powers. New me, baby. You know, like in Austin Powers. The way you said it.
I'm sorry, but I just have like flashbacks of being in cars with drunk chicks saying some shit like that. That's all I got. When Britt said that, like, New Year, new me. It's like,
new me, baby. Oh, she said no. She said New Year, new us, baby.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Oh man, it's funny.
So NFL.
So I took some notes, and I think the biggest holdup from the Thursday night game, Seattle at Dallas, is the Seattle their jerseys and their helmets. All right, let's just put those things back into the closet with
you don't want to see those jersey and helmets no more.
Yeah, with Brian Bosworth gear.
Damn.
And let's just get it out of here. I don't have anything against Brian Bosworth. I just like to tease Seattle because of Brian Bosworth. But those uniforms, dude, were just, oh my gosh. I couldn't even, I thought they were playing the Bills. Like, it was hard to tell the difference between the Cowboys helmets and the Seahawks helmets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what they were trying to go with that. So, I don't know. It's like, you know, dress for the job you want. You want to win games?
Well, I mean, they're reinvented uniforms and shit with the highlighter. That's just fire. I know they wear it at home.
It matches this city. Like that, those colors matches this city.
I don't know. Well. I kind of like the throwback. I guess it's just very unappealing against the Cowboys. You're making us because I like their old throwback uniforms. But
if they played like a game and maybe
if they played
Green Bay, if Green Bay had some throwback and they had some throwback,
well, Green Bay wears their throwback pretty much, but like so do the Niners. But like I think it's just their throwback on a team that kind of looks like their shit. Those silver helmet with a fucking blue thing in there. It's kind of fucking unappealing. It's unappealing. It's like, hey, we're the fucking the front.
But you know what? You know what was good about that game? There was 0 punts.
No, that game was a barn burner. That was a good show. That was a damn good show.
And that's only happened like 4 or 5 times ever.
You know, DK Metcalf just broke the all-time speed record this year with the ball in his hand. He ran for like 22.3 miles an hour or some shit.
Badass, dude.
Dude, he cooked it. All for nothing.
Damn. Who has the prison uniforms?
Raiders?
Prison uniform. That's Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Is it Pittsburgh? Because I thought didn't the Jets have
the Bumblebee
version of it?
No, the Jets wear their old Titan uniform, and it's like a navy blue.
Oh, okay. But it's similar, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's like fucking dark navy blue helmet with like a fucking strip down the middle and like dark blue, and they don't even look like an NFL team. It looks like if you took the old Browns uniforms and turned it all blue where it was brown. That's what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like a dark blue, like navy blue, as dark blue as you can get to see that it's blue still on a TV screen.
Okay, I'm looking at it. You're right. Damn.
trying to think of what other team. You know what I don't like? I don't really like the Bengals whiteout from the Monday night game. I don't like it.
Yeah, that snow lip. It's.
I don't really like it. The whiteout, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
The helmets look sick. The whiteout and black stripes on it, that looks sick. The uniform throws the whole thing off. They need to figure something else out on the uniform.
What do you guys think about
black?
the Texas
They
red?
need to do those white helmets with the black stripes and then black with white fucking stripes on. That'd be cooler. Hook it up. You're welcome.
We need some camouflage.
Nah, because then they'd be blending into the fucking grass. That would be unfair.
Like old school military camouflage.
Oh, like the Desert Storm one? That shit would be sick. Old Desert Storm camouflage, but it's like the tan and the dark tan, the brown. That would be cool. Like so that, and then like old fucking Rambo versus Rambo old school one. That would be cool.
You know what sucks about living here is like when you got on all these different layers and you got to itch and you have to go through like 3 freaking layers of clothes.
You think you're on it, but you're not.
Your skin, it's like, no, that's not it. I got to dig farther.
I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm also wearing shorts.
Yeah, I got shorts. Look at this. So I just figured it out. So what I do is I do shorts over the pants.
Word.
I got like what is it called? Sweater material or whatever over the pants. And it's actually really comfortable. And it's really warm. Because
check private chat.
You got to get inventive out here to stay warm. It's challenging, but the place I live in I'm actually really happy because it didn't get too hot here during the summer and it's not really gotten too cold here in the winter. So
Ali just put in private chat. Is this the team Army wore these?
Yeah, that's for the 2021 Army Navy game, and it's that Desert Storm camo that you're looking for.
Damn, look at these,
it looks sick, bro. I think it looks
look
sick.
at this, Tonk.
Yeah,
2001. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Well, I like darker color camo, but like if we had different shades, that helmet looks dope. If it was a little darker
So look, hold up.
It's a little too light.
Well, it'll get a little bit better. Hold on. Like look at a helmet and shit.
So that's college, right? You said it was the Army.
Yeah,
Navy
it's
game?
Army versus Navy. Hold on, let's see if we can
cool.
find some better pictures. All right, maybe it's just at the top. I don't know.
I'd wear that, bro.
Right,
I think it looks
here's the video of it, but I'm afraid to fucking play it because they.
Oh, be careful! Yeah,
our very freedom came.
Yeah, they fucking suck at life, dude. Let's see.
Was that George?
It is a little bit too light. I do agree with him.
It is a little light.
And it needs to be a little bit more tan.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it needs to be.
It is too light.
It's not Desert Storm. It's Desert Conquest.
The helmets look sick, but they lost it on the friggin' outfit.
Yeah,
on the uniform.
Still looked kind of cool, but it wasn't as cool as I thought.
Yeah, helmets are cool.
So Dallas is on a 14-game win streak at home.
Oh, the Dolphins ain't lost at home. Dallas is a damn good football team. You know, we played Dallas on Christmas Eve.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Our next
in Miami?
Yeah, in Miami on Christmas Eve. We have 5 games left, right? 4 of those 5 games are home games. So we've got a 9-3 record with playing all of our road games but one. The only road game we have is our second to last game against the Ravens. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah. Yeah, damn, that is. That's cool, Ali, that you're going to another game.
Ali's going to all. He's got season tickets. Ali goes to them all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How much did you pay? If you
no,
I'm just curious, like how much it costs.
Well, it depends. The sooner you start, the cheaper it's going to be for you to get in. The longer you wait, it's just going to get more expensive, to be honest. When I started, it came out to be about, I want to say $5 something per ticket for the whole season. And because I have 2 seats, it came out to be about $1,100 the first season, which I started last year. This year it went up a little bit. So it's more like $1,300. Now next year, because we've been winning so much now, there's a huge increase next year. So it went up like another $200 on us. So we're paying about $1,500, something around there.
I mean, for 2 people.
Yeah, so I'm paying about. I want to say I'm paying about $700 per seat, and I split it with my best friend. He pays his half, and I pay for my half. So I'm not paying the full amount by myself. But it's definitely super dope. Our ticket cost includes our parking and everything.
Oh, that's
you get
nice.
discounts at certain concessions and stuff like that in the stadium. I get special invites. I get invites to draft parties, cruise parties, all that stuff with the Dolphin players and all that stuff. It's pretty dope. And
That's not too
soon,
bad.
breaking news. Did Color give you the good news?
Yeah, he told me.
Color is now an official Miami Dolphins member and will be a season ticket holder himself starting next season.
Yeah, Tonk, because that's the other thing it buys you besides your tickets. It's basically buying you a membership into the Dolphins fan club, like the official club membership. So you get all kinds of perks, like discounts in the team store. And like, even though I don't get any tickets till next year, like I'm already a club member, so I'll be able to buy playoff tickets, just like any other club member, like Ali or anybody else for this season.
You also get dibs on concerts, specialist sporting events.
Right, from Hard Rock, yeah. And all that is already active, even though I don't get tickets till next year.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And you only got to put, like, for me, it already has gone up because I paid $1,000 per ticket. And you have to put like 100 down to get on the waiting list to be able to pick your tickets, and then you can either pay all that up in February or put it on a 7-month plan.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to tell you. You can divide the total amount into payments and be on the payment plan. Forgot to mention that. Sorry. Thanks, Colin.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy season tickets next season for XFL. Because this is it's too. I don't know.
That might be big, bro.
Like games here, Seahawks games are just. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. The XFL might be big though. Aren't they like combining with USFL now or something like that?
Yeah, they have. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like, but I know that I had a lot of fun when I had season tickets in 2020. I didn't buy them last season because I had my grandpa here and I didn't know how many games I would be able to go to. But next season, I'm living, I'm alone, so I'll be able to go to every game, and it's a lot of fun having season tickets. It really is. Going to all the games and just hanging out, and then you get to like know some people too. If like you have other season ticket holders next to you, getting to know people and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, that's not too bad of a price. $1,100, $1,200. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm in.
If you're gonna go to every game, I would just be like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely go to every game.
I'm on the third level, but where I sit, I have a nice view and everything. Color, I'm assuming you're going for like mid-level. Is that what you're doing? You're on the mid-level area. You might be on mute. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make, because that's what I like about XFL is that some of the games are on Saturdays. A lot of the games are on Saturdays, and that's my favorite. That's my favorite day to go to a sports event is on a Saturday.
Sorry, Ali. Yeah, I stepped away for a second. Yeah, I don't pick my tickets until February.
Okay. I was going based on the amount you put down per ticket. That's probably going to get you into the mid-level. That's why I was inquiring.
Well, I'll be able to choose from any level, but not till February. It depends on if there's something available in the 100 section, then I can choose there.
Cool.
But yeah, let's see what else I took down. So the quarterback for filling in on the Bengals, he was looking really good. So did the quarterback for the Jags, the replacement the backup. So hopefully, and that sucks what happens to Trevor Lawrence, especially it was his own player that stepped on him. So hopefully he can get healed and get back soon. But what's interesting about the Jaguars is that there's a player on the Jaguars that played with Lawrence at Clemson. So last night we had the Bengals. Well, even Joe Burrow wasn't playing, but he has a player on there that he played with at LSU. And then you have on the Jaguars, you have a player that played with Trevor Lawrence at Clemson. So I thought that was pretty cool. That must be a lot of fun to be able to play at the highest level with someone in college, win a championship, and then play with them in the NFL. I mean, that's got to be just so awesome to be able to do something like that. And the quarterback from the Bengals right now, he went to high school in Ohio. He went to Ohio State. He was Ohio State quarterback, and now he's playing for the Bengals. That's freaking crazy. A lot of interesting facts that come out of football. That's why I started writing stuff down. But that was a good game last night. I mean, if the Jaguars would have won, they would be first in the AFC. So, you know,
but they're not. You know who is though, right?
The Dolphins.
That's right. It's us. And I had a feeling the Bengals were gonna win, and I put bets all over that game, and I won all of them.
Damn.
Killed it. I made. I only bet like a couple dollars here and there, but I was down to like my last like $18, and I started with 70, and I've been just fiddle faddling around. I won all that back. I got 75 now. So
nice. I've never gotten into sports betting. I don't know.
It's listen, I don't recommend it for a lot of people.
I can't pay attention.
I don't recommend it for a lot of people. It's
I don't know. I've never really
it's a vice like them all. But
yeah.
I mean, I've been sports betting for a little while now, and I always just I usually put like $100 at the beginning of a season, and I'll bet with that all season long.
All right. Well, that I'm okay with that. Like that's
16 weeks, $100, 17 weeks, $100, something like that. I usually bet all. And like, so right now I put 70 in. I haven't even put a full 100, and I've been betting the last 3 weeks. So it's ups and downs and shit. Now, some people like other friends of mine that we use the Hard Rock betting app because we're in Florida and you can use it. It's fire. If you're in a place that's got legal gambling, I recommend the Hard Rock betting app. It is so fucking easy to use. Your money goes on through Venmo. When you want to cash out, it goes right back into Venmo. Super fucking simple. There's no fees.
So that means if it's legal here, I would be able to get the app.
Yeah.
Sorry,
if it's legal there, you can get the Hard Rock betting app, and it is fire,
I just
bro.
want to see if it's possible. Hard Rock.
It's really it's super easy. It's very fun to use. Hard Rock betting app. Yep.
Yeah, I can download.
Whoa. I just came in on the tail end of that. Whose Hard Rock is getting betted?
No, Hard Rock betting app for sports betting.
Oh,
we'll tell you if you show yourself.
I thought somebody's Hard Rock was getting betted.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
When we get sponsored by Blue Chew, that'll be the case.
That's right. So yeah, it's just fun. Again, some other people I know, like Brandon the Bookie uses it, and then our friend Big Kev, who used to be on the earlier episodes. Big Kev. Sometimes these guys and their friend, like Brandon the Bookie's friend, put a 5-leg parlay on $100 bet, smack that bitch out of the park, won $2,500. Some of these guys will lay down $100 bet on a 5-leg parlay. I am not. But because I'm betting with like smaller money, I take the same amount of risks. I just don't hit the lick like they do. If I bet the way they did, maybe I would, but now I got to spend $1,000 rather than spending 100, and I don't do that. I don't do that because eventually you're gonna get got when you spend that 1,000, and now you didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you get away with it 1,000 times or whatever, it doesn't matter.
So you won't like listen to this.
Listen,
I want to tell you a story about betting.
Yeah.
I flew to Vegas to go to a concert. It was for the rapper Young Buck from G Unit.
Yeah.
So I know his tour manager, Charlie P. So I flew out there to go to the show and hang out with them. And after the show, we went to the casino. And so I'm there with Charlie and Young Buck. And Young Buck is he's betting on craps.
Craps is fun.
And dude, okay, this dude, so there was these two dudes playing. They were the ones throwing the dice. And Young Buck was just putting money down, right? He puts down $400 and they throw the dice and it goes to the exact number that he put it on. $4,000, dude.
Nice.
He did that twice.
Nice.
Dude, I was like, "Go, this is fucking crazy." Like that game. And it's like, yeah, you won a lot of money, but like I got to see how to really play that game. And
it's a hard game to play.
Interesting because that game is crazy. Like,
yeah,
like
I'm not a craps player. I would rather play Russian roulette or
I want to actually Russian roulette.
Not Russian roulette. I don't know why I said that. I meant to say just roulette.
Roulette.
Yeah, I'll play Russian roulette too, bitch.
Russian
Come
roulette.
get some. Yeah. What up?
How many squeezes do you get?
All right, deer hunter.
But it did entice me to try to learn craps. Maybe go to like some 50 game.
Yeah, man, it's addicting.
No, not 50, but $50.
It's like anything, though, bro. It's like anything that's like that. It's dangerous.
It was,
but as a guy who's partying,
like a game that you could actually learn.
Especially Russian craps.
Yeah, Russian crabs are bad too.
No, I'm not playing anything Russian.
Is that where you got to wear shampoo? Get the shampoo, shave?
Nah, you get that sudsless. You get that sudsless conditioner. It comes right out, bro. You ain't got to shave with that sudless conditioner.
Sudless conditioner. That's what's up.
Yeah. Anyhow,
yeah, Russian craps. Instead of throwing dice, you're throwing grenades.
Yeah. Ooh, we're getting into it. So,
no, you whatchamacallit? One's a dud and one's a real grenade. You got to pick which one is which.
Damn. You got to get the fake one. Or, yeah, you got to get the real one to throw it away or else you get blown up. All right. So, yeah, I mean, listen. As somebody playing around, I can see the enticement of laying some money to try to win big because you're winning and you're hitting at like almost a rate in which you can kind of figure a pattern and ways to bet. Everybody has a pattern. That's what you do. You find this pattern and you do that. But you know what? Their pattern don't stay the same. It changes. And when it changes on you, you bet this, and then you try to play the pattern again because the way you find the pattern is you got to play the pattern. And then once they get you chasing again, then you're down 4,000. You didn't make 8. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit works.
All this betting that we're talking about, I kind of want to know how your poker game went, El Cap. You never told us.
How did it? Oh, it got so late that we draw pot.
I think he got his betting bankroll.
Yeah, we just draw pot on 3.
Did you get lost on the river? Is that what happened?
No. We draw pot on 3 because it just got so late. So, but I don't know. I made $40. So
you know what game they need to have is spades.
Spades
at casinos.
I promise you, there's a casino. I promise you, go to Reno, you'll find somebody playing spades, dog. They probably got
a fuck. Spades so bad. Whether it's 4 players or 3 players, like, oh my God.
It's got to be a way to do that.
I wish they had. They do have like these online things, but it doesn't allow you to cut anybody. Like if you don't have a suit, it makes you throw off. It doesn't allow you to cut with a spade. And I'm like,
stupid.
This game sucks.
So you got to play it to where spades are last no matter what.
How about this for a wild bet,
Eek.
everybody? How about this? Here's a proposition for a wild bet. I am going to be so certain that the Dolphins stars are aligned and the way the season is shaking out that I will be willing to bet that we will win the Super Bowl. If we don't win the Super Bowl, I'm guaranteeing a floor price of $500. And what I'll do is take that $500 invested in Bitcoin. You can get no less than $500. If the price of Bitcoin doubles, that's $1,000. Win-win situation.
For who? Me?
Anybody that I'm gonna do a lottery. I'm gonna have a drawing of names. That person wins. We lose the Super Bowl. It's the value of Bitcoin after the season.
Wow. Are you going to do that on your show?
Yep.
Monday?
Yep. I'm gonna have a drawing.
Sounds like an event. So now this only counts if we go to the Super Bowl, right?
Right. If we win it.
If we
And
win.
if I'm Miami, I'm a
Right.
Highlander.
So you'd want to save this for the show that you do before we play the Super Bowl, if we make it.
Right.
Yes. So if they win the Super Bowl, there is $500 Bitcoin coming.
No. If we don't win, I'm giving them for their sorrows. Yes.
Oh,
whatever the value of Bitcoin is at the end of that.
Well,
at the end of that,
I've never not wanted
drawing.
anyone to get not $500 in Bitcoin more in my life.
So in other words, crypto is basically making the audience Vegas. So if he loses his bet that we're going to win it, we get the money instead of Vegas.
No, someone chooses who
right.
wins. He chooses who wins, right?
It's a lottery.
Yeah, it's going to be a lottery to see who wins.
So
okay,
people going to put their
I meant we as in whoever's in the drawing. Right.
Yeah.
So
the
who
royal
decides
we.
who's in the drawing?
So if we win, nobody gets nothing. They just get the joy of us winning the Super Bowl. If we lose, they get whoever won that lottery gets the whatever the value of Bitcoin is at that time, worth of $500 or more.
Crypto is certainly on a
$500.
Crypto, are you seeing the script? Are you seeing the script, Crypto?
I won't say my intuition, but this is why I'm willing to have a bet like this.
Hey, we're gonna start
honestly, Crypto. First time I talked to my dad today about the Dolphins. I was like, bro, we might win the fucking Super Bowl this year.
Hey,
like I am buying in, Crypto, for real. The stars are aligning. I believe it. I'm right there with you, dog. I believe.
So,
I've been looking at the season
the
being
worst
happy
case
about
scenario,
it, but I'm believing.
You get 500. I'm guaranteeing the floor price of 500, even if Bitcoin's drop below its current price. If it goes up, whatever percentage value it goes up from the end of the season all the way through Super Bowl week.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna start calling you.
So if Bitcoin hypothetically triples in price from the start of the playoffs to the end of the Super Bowl, and we lose, then that's
what it is.
In
it is what it is.
Increase.
You're gonna hedge it. You're gonna put it in a savings. Now, if it ends up $300 in Bitcoin, sorry,
I'll guarantee you it's 500. Right.
It was 500 when I bought it. I can't fucking guarantee what it is when I gave it.
I can only guarantee you the floor.
Yeah, because it's an ever moving price.
Exactly.
The purchase price. You can guarantee the purchase price is what you're saying.
I'm taking that hit.
What he's saying is he's gonna gamble. He's gonna gamble on the crypto price, and you're gonna gamble with him, and he's gonna give away whatever the winnings are.
How do we determine who gets in the lottery?
Well, we'll figure that out when we get there. Because Dolphins are winning the fucking Super Bowl, Crypto.
Yeah, we're gonna sort it out. Who gets in the lottery? Hey, we might have 100. By the end of this one, we might end up having 1,000 people in the lottery trying to get $1,500 to $2,000 if it goes through the roof.
Lottery. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the bitch does go through. It fucking turns out that bitch is almost $2,000. Everybody gonna be trying to get that $500 crypto that turned 2 G's.
Right. That's like a win-win situation. Guess what? We win the Super Bowl. They might not get the money, but they get us winning the Super Bowl.
We won the Super Bowl. I'd take that over the $2,000 crypto right now.
Hey, yo, What was the deal?
That's a crazy bet. That's a crazy lottery.
I know we're giving out lotteries.
I'm willing to do
what was the bet that Lewis has that everybody gets Super Bowl tickets?
What?
Do you guys remember the bet Lewis has going around that he's going to?
Oh yes,
Super
I
Bowl
do.
tickets?
I have it.
Yeah,
I have it
he
somewhere.
said everybody gets Super
I
Bowl
have
tickets,
it somewhere.
Right?
I want to say
I
it's
forgot about
bookmarked
that.
on my Twitter.
Ali.
It was that if Tua, it was that if we win the Super Bowl. No, what was it? It was that if Tua throws 6,000 yards or some shit.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like what True Talk, that kind of bet. Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah,
6,000, 7,000 yards.
It was if Tua throws for 6,000 yards, I think he even got it down to like 5,500 maybe even.
600 yards a game to get that.
You know what was kind of funny?
Point.
Earlier on in the season, at one point, Tua was on pace to hit 6,000, and I swear Lewis was.
Yeah, it was after the third week we were talking about it.
I was like, holy shit!
Listen, Tua just put up 280, but guess what? How far away is Tyreek from 2,000?
519 yards, bro. He's gonna get
closer
it.
to 2,000.
Take
Tua's from 6,000.
That's right. There you go. So what's Tua's numbers plus those numbers?
Plus the numbers he has already.
If Tyreek Hill gets 2,000, what's Tua's numbers plus the remaining amount to 2,000? Because Tua's going to get those numbers too. Because Tyreek Hill's going to catch the fucking ball. It's the only way. So if he's getting 500,
but he's still far away from 6,000.
Okay,
he's at 3,400 yards now. He has 3,400 yards now.
So Tyreek Hill's going to amount to almost 600 of those yards. So right there, he's at 4,000. Is there a way? Another 1,000 yards is no. There's no fucking way.
Right.
He's not throwing 1,500 yards.
We literally have to abandon the run. We would have to go to 100-0.
That's only to get to 5,000. He's got to get to 6. So he'd have.
Yeah, we need to go to 100-0 of our pass run ratio.
But he's got to throw for 2,600 yards to get to the number to win the bet. How many yards is that a game?
How many? Say that again.
2,600 yards is the amount of yards he would need to put up for us to win the Lewis bet. How many? There's 5 games left, so
that ends up
he's got to throw for 500 and change every game.
Yards.
Ain't gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen.
But Crypto, to your point about abandoning the run, the last 3 games, if you look at those defenses that we have to go up against, that could very well happen. You understand what I'm saying? Dallas does play well against the run. So does the Ravens, and so does Buffalo. We could be a passing machine at that point.
Yeah, it would have to go to 100-0. The ratio would have to be basically 100.
What I'm saying is, in those 3 games, you could see that we would start to abandon it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I say
that would be a hell of a feat to get to 6,000 at this point.
I say either this game or against the Jets, Devon A-Chain breaks like a 60-yard pass reception.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's
coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Hey, I'm going to tell you this. The Miami Dolphins need to put on their kilts and be like the Highlander, right? There can only be one, and we're the ones. That's right.
So speaking on that, we'll get to the last subject, and we'll buzz through this as fast as possible because I know it's getting close to closing time.
No nay, no apple cider vinegar. I'll make sure I send you a batch.
We'll talk about, since we're on the Miami Dolphins now in the NFL part of the segment, we'll talk about the Hard Knocks review. And I'll tell you what, man, the show is amazing. It's such a better product during the season than it is with the putting on drama that they do in the preseason. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they're putting it on too with the whole Van Ginkel bit and everything like that. And I get it, but that's part of the show. Like, guess what? Van Ginkel was the star, one of the stars in the victory and showing up and all this stuff riding on it. I mean, dude, the guy just had a fucking pick 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's stuff in a contract year that's going to help get that guy paid. And they know that, we know that, and they use that whole scenario and story that these things that did happen, and they bring it to you in this beautiful masterpiece of cinematography. They do a great job. The illusion is high. anyhow, there were some great quotes out of that thing too, man. From Mike McDaniel, he was taking shots at the Commanders, even threw an extra shot at the Houston Texans. There was a bunch of good segments. JPP had a big segment on that as well early in the episode. They were talking about Jean-Pierre Paul coming in and getting to the team and what kind of impact, and they all give him the nickname PP. He's bonding with the fellas. They had that whole story tale as well. And guys won 2 Super Bowls from freaking Giants and Bucks. He's got and a quote he said, he goes, after when he was signing, I think it was when he was signing, he's like, time to win my 3rd Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He's signing to the Super Bowl winning team, he believes, and it was, it's just a part of the whole la da da. But when they opened up the show, it was like the Christmas theme and stuff. I thought it was funny. They had the quarterback room all decked out in Christmas stuff, and they're all stoked about it. And they went back to this bit at the end of the episode with writing down their top 3 Christmas movies, which maybe we'll open that discussion. But they bring in Christian Wilkins. It's all decked out and stuff like that. Christian Wilkins like, dang man, y'all got this is tight. This is right. You know what I'm saying? He was about it. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? We'll get into the AVG stuff too, because that really the feature piece in this was Andrew Van Ginkel, his wife, his kids, all stuff. And I'm sorry if you're looking for like, when like you have like movies and they're like cult classics. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain movies that you say, and some people either haven't seen it or love it. But then there's like a whole super like The Big Lebowski, super big cult classic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
Napoleon
Kingpin,
Dynamite,
another cult classic. If you're going into the horror realm, you could be like The Evil Dead, cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Like these types of things. Andrew Van Ginkel is the cult classic of the fucking Dolphins fans. Everybody loves this guy. And he's the cult classic. And they got the nickname, which is perfect for the guy. They call him the Gamer. That's his nickname on the team, the Gamer, which is perfect. But I think about, us, and I mean, how do you not love this guy?
Yeah.
He's married to his high school sweetheart, right? Marries his high school sweetheart. They met when she was a freshman and he's a sophomore, and he went to some D1 college. What was it? South Dakota State University Tech or some shit like that. And then he plays well there, does the tryout regionals, gets on Wisconsin. And here's this moment that in a contract year, can he show up and fill in the shoes as the good teammate that he is, that us Dolphin fans have been watching this guy saying, listen, more snaps for this man, more production you're going to get. And here he is, showing up and showing out. The show is on. And, man, I'm going to be super upset if we don't re-sign this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to get this man in a room and sign him now. This is the meat and potatoes on a football team that, bro, it'll hurt me to watch him in someone else's uniform at this point. It'll bother me. It'll bother the shit out of me, bro.
The other thing I want to say is I was quite impressed with JPP, to be honest with you. I didn't know what to make of him at first. I've never seen him talk like, at a calm down, like not on the field level, and I'm saying this guy's quite the professional, man. Way he carries himself.
He here for business.
Yeah, and the way he carries himself, the way he seems very comfortable with sliding right into a championship run. You know what I mean? And he's been there before. And that's going to link up with guys like Tyreek, that have also been there, and I think our team is really, really comfortable in its own skin. I really don't think that the moment is too big for them right now.
And another thing that kind of stuck out to me too was the fact that they showed him, Tyreek and Bieniemy, how they had, their past, how they both came up together, you know what I mean, in the NFL, and that relationship he had with Bieniemy. It's like, even though they don't play for the same organization, they came back and say, hey, you know what I mean, they gave each other love because the NFL is a bond. No matter where they go, no matter where they go in life, they're gonna be like, they're beyond teammates. You know what I mean? It's bigger than football. What be between Bieniemy and Tyreek Hill?
Do you think this team has more to do with the coaching or the players?
I would say it's rooted in the coaching, but it's only bearing fruit because of the players. Because first of all, we have great schemes going on right now, and this coach, and it's apparent by all schemes in both sides of the football with the people that are planning this, coaching it, and executing it. But the difference is, because it's a work atmosphere, and we got to try to remain to think of that. It's like anything else. You either like your job or you don't like your job, and your performance usually reflects that. And first of all, the general manager done a great job finding
at the job. You're
absolutely
like
the general manager
you're working for. You're happy to work for them, whether it's the owner or the coaches. You're kind of working for them. The coach is guiding you.
So, but when the general manager of the team has done good in drafting not only talented players but character players. There was a lot of talk about that early on when this process and what they wanted to do, years before we even had the coaches we have now. And it's been a long process, and it was always kind of hinted that we knew this was going to take a couple of years, and years 3, 4, 5 was where we were supposed to see this investment. And he had a clear vision, and it's coming to fruition. There's a lot of wishy-washy takes on the guy, but I'm sorry. Exactly how he planned it, maybe not to the T, but where the projections of where he hoped to be, he's right close to it. And he's done a good job. Now, with the coaching hires, the big difference outside of just good coaches and schemes is how they've made it the players have ownership over it. And you can kind of see there's this freedom of expression that I don't know if that's how I envision it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, more of a militant type thing is something I could be a little bit more understanding of, but that's kind of not how it's coached anymore, man. It's really not. It's coached to where, it's at least not coached successfully. It feels like it's a whole different vibe, bro. It really is. It's a whole different vibe. And you can just see how these guys are. The field play speaks for itself, but when you're seeing the behind the scenes stuff, you kind of start putting together the lines of why is it doing so well on the field. We're thinking, X's and O's and fucking analytics and shit. When you're seeing this other part, this other stat, if you really want to be smart about it, you're going to take this other statistic, the personal side, which is the hardest one to completely know, and you really get it. You see how these guys are, how they're hanging, how they're doing, what their deal. And it no further example than like their celebrations and how they put them together. And I know that's kind of ticky-tacky and a little wishy-washy, but like, they have a whole connection vibe from and I talked about this backstage, guys. You can see it from the training staff to the people in the building, to the coaches, to the players. They're vibing, bro. And it's like, it's going to be hard. And they're dialed the fuck in too. They're dialed in. There's no awkward not be able to speak to you how I'd speak to you personally one-on-one amongst a group of people with a goal. That shit's hard to get, dude.
And you wouldn't even know they're on a Super Bowl run, bro. You wouldn't even know it, man.
It's hard to get, bro. I mean, there's just so much. Like, you can work with
like an inside thing.
You can work with everybody.
That's that mystique I was talking about earlier this year.
It's funny you say that because what I've done with, like, getting into tour management and working with like touring artists and stuff like that is a lot of the times when I'm in like the green rooms or behind stage with whomever, a lot of times you could just feel the vibes and what we're all trying to achieve. Like they're here to perform. I'm here to make things go well.
And nobody needs to say it. Right.
No.
And like we don't even have to say that to each other. No. We just feel it. Like when Dizzy Wright was here, when I went into the green room, a lot of people didn't know who I was, but like it's just like when I walked in there, we all had a very common goal. And
you knew once you weren't
can't fake that. Yeah. Like
the vibe was right. So you weren't not supposed to be in that room. And that's the deal now. And I think that's what Color was alluding to with JPP, because we're seeing this super vibe happen. And here goes a guy down, Jalen Phillips, who went down last week, a massive blow to the team and everything. And they bring in this other guy and he slips right into our vibe and is not unvibing us. You know what I'm saying? He's not unvibing. Like he found the music we're playing and got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know,
it's it's a team, and then like you either feel it immediately or you don't. And it's like when you have a setting like that of people that are very focused and motivated, determined to achieve something, it's very similar to what I've experienced too. Is like you're gonna get this version of them that is there to win and do whatever it takes, and anything else they have going on their mind, they put it aside when they're in this moment.
Man, we dialed in this bitch, bro. That's what it is. You dialed in.
And then on the coaching aspect, to your question, real quick, Tonk, sorry to interrupt, but on the coaching aspect, the messages that McDaniel's given in his daily speeches to them, are relevant to the situation. It's not just a bunch of truisms and rhetoric. You know what I mean? It's relevant to what's going on right now.
It's not lip service. It's not the routine. It's present.
So just
it's different because just real quick, Tonk, because we had Hard Knocks before. We had Hard Knocks
before the season. Yeah, we
sometimes did. Some years ago under the Philbin era. This is when we just got our new our new owner. There was a lot of buzz, all this stuff,
right?
And we made some big coaching hire. Like this whole fucking thing happened. Anyhow, they did Hard Knocks with us, and you saw the business and this and yada yada yada. But like the coach the way now, what Color is alluding to is that like there's this presence, like you're in the moment now, everything. And by him being this way, has the other guys dialed in. There's no loss of focus. Everyone's got it in that tunnel. So to me, and this guy, what I mean by this is that how he's able to bring them in. And this is just from him, from the coach as a leader, how he's able to bring them in is a way I've always used is I use comedy. I gotta be me, but all of exactly who I am ain't for every person. Right. I gotta also be what you need me to be and find where I'm comfortable to still be myself. That's how we get shit done. And that's what he's doing. And he uses comedy. Comedy is the best way through those barriers. And like, I'll give you a for instance, right? So Andrew Van Ginkel has this pick six, jumps the route. They practice, they prepare for it. He scores a touchdown. Mike McDaniel in the middle of all this celebration while Andrew Van Ginkel's trotting back to the sidelines and everybody's going crazy and he hits him on a helmet and he goes, "Hey, Ramsey. Now Jalen Ramsey, new cornerback this year, has known Mike however long he's known him, only been playing the last couple of weeks, so he ain't even been on the fucking sidelines, for over a month. You feel me?" And he goes, Hey, Ramsey, you see that? That's how it's done. Talking about his pick six. He was fucking busting his balls about it. And to me, it's in the middle of all this going on. He's got to troll his boy Ramsey over there because outside linebacker pass rusher got a pick six, and you, Mr. Pick Six interception machine, that's how you do it. You don't just catch it, you got to run it back for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that I think is going to make it what we're talking about why it's not only successful, but why it will be successful. These guys are fucking. They're not dishonest to each other. That's what it is.
So
they're not dishonest to each other.
I like the interviews. The few interviews I've seen of Mike McDaniels. I like his interviews. I like his charisma. And when you mention comedy, he's using comedy as a way to reach people. So there's a lot you can do with that, because a lot of times comedy is happening because it's funny, because it's true.
Well, it disarms people too, man.
Right, exactly, Tonk. He's not doing it for the sake of doing it. It is actually relevant. You know what I mean?
He's making things. He's showing you something, but he's making you feel good about it, and you're laughing at the same time because you're learning. And I've had that happen a lot as a math tutor and just somebody who likes to do things like that. Because honestly, I read a book in 2005 about how to talk to people, and one of the topics was, if you can walk to somebody, regardless of who it is or what, if you when you first say something to them, if you get them to smile in like a genuine way, then it's going to totally break down any barrier that they had. And it's not just walking up and making a joke. Like I took it as walking up and saying something that is funny because it's true and it's authentic to that person. And that's what he's doing when he's training people.
Disarm people, man.
Yeah.
You relax them, and then now the information and the interaction happens in a way that there's
that part is called
honesty.
Communication.
That's it, man. It's great communication.
Thank you, Moss. Small Sports. I like shout out to everyone in the comments tonight. You know, we got Kevin, we got Natasha, Bo,
aka Nene.
We had Joe Riz, OG Barry. Thank you, everyone. Y'all been having a long conversation in the comments tonight, so really appreciate that. Make sure you're liking, sharing, commenting. But I mean, y'all are killing it, and I really love seeing the side conversations that happen during these shows. And just the engagement and just making it a nice night for y'all and a nice evening. So thank you for being here and listen to us ramble on about things.
I don't appreciate Nene talking about my collard greens.
No, but I just wanted to real quick. I wanted to land on the real point I was trying to make about McDaniel and his speeches. Like, when I talk about relevancy, like it's relevant to the situation. For instance, he wasn't afraid to dive into the, hey, here's the narrative. We were 8-3 last year. We're 8-3 now. In other words, he's talking about the same things we are about the team. They need to prove it. They need to get that 9th win in December. They need to roll through the rest of December winning. You know what I mean?
We got something to prove.
It's something relevant to the situation. It's not just a bunch of truisms like, yeah, you need to go out there and sis boom ba. You know what I mean? It's relevant. You know, like it's the things we're talking about to them. You know, he's like our voice to them.
I like McDaniels. I like him a lot. I think I'm glad that the Dolphins have him as a head coach. I think I think he has what it takes.
Yeah, definitely. I said this to El Cap backstage. When you look at McDaniel, in what you see him coaching, speaking to the team in the auditorium and everything, on the practice field and everything, it's a lot different than seeing him in a press conference. It's a lot different than seeing him in an exclusive video with Omar Kelly or Wayne, whatever his name is, in whatnot. It's a lot different. You don't get the authentic in those individual interviews. You get the authentic on the practice field. You get the authentic when you see him mic'd up on the sidelines in a game. You get him, you get him in the auditorium talking about what's going on. And that authentic mic, you actually can understand. You easily buy into it. You easily are driven to it. It's not like, and thank you, El Cap, for explaining to me some of the tactics and the language that coaches use in press conference to throw people off. that explains a lot of what we know him behind the mic. And I think he's just trying to be entertaining and not really give anything out, right?
He's present. He's in the moment. It's a
form
when
of
you're present and in the moment,
yeah,
and you're enjoying yourself and making sure the people around you are enjoying yourself,
yeah,
and you're quick like that, people know you ain't schemed something. If you're scheming something, you're driving them or a conversation in some way. You got some pitch, you got some bullshit. When you're immediately, your reaction is to deactivate and say, listen, we ain't here for that. We're going to be all right. It's a whole different interaction of humans. It's fucking great. You can see
point,
what this guy is. It's fucking
my
dope.
point
He's
of
a
why
good
I'm
dude.
bringing this up is there's a lot of people in this fan base, and I'm not going to go up names. I'm not trying to keep receipts or anything like that. But there was a lot of people earlier on in this regime that didn't like Mike McDaniel's coaching style because they didn't understand what he's talking about in these press conferences or interviews that he had. They don't see this side of him on the practice field or in the auditorium or in the rooms. Now you can actually see it, and you're like, oh, it's night and day. It's a complete different thing. And I think people are starting to like him a lot more because of that, because they can see that side of it.
So what he's referring to?
I think Stephen Ross pulled him aside early on when he hired him and said, "Okay, look, son. First of all, we like the F word around here.
They definitely cussed a lot.
I think he said so many F words, and I never heard the guy say
how people talk, bro. It's how people speak to each other, especially bro down football. Bunch of dudes that are all freaking. I mean, what are we talking about? And I'm not nothing against the ladies, because the ladies get down and hang out with us too and do the same shit. Like, this is how people converse. If you got to be that's like that barrier thing. I'm not gonna be like, oh, am I being rude? Nah, fuck your rude bullshit, bitch. Shut up.
We play
now, if you're acting like that, now I gotta act like that. Now I ain't having no fun. It's all weird now. Why you make it weird, bro?
Yeah, like he was talking to the Jets owner or somebody with Stephen Ross. They're both two billionaires, and he's just talking about, oh yeah, I got hit in the dick last week or something. I mean, he's like, how to be so comfortable with yourself that you can talk like that around two billionaires? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
And this week he's talking to the president of the Miami Dolphins, or the CEO. I'm sorry, Garfinkel, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And he's talking to him and he's using F-bombs. And I'm like,
oh yeah, he's like, man, the fucking guy, bro. This and that and shit. He's like, I mean, the guy literally, like, and first of all, Tom Garfinkel, I don't know everything about the guy, but it just seems like there was never a point in his life he didn't have a yacht. Not to like rich shame the guy. You know what I'm saying? Not to rich shame the guy.
I think I did notice the anchor on his pocket on his blazer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the guy, I don't like, if there's ever a dude, if you're ever on a yacht, because I've been on some, that guy is there on every yacht. I don't give a shit who's, and now we're not talking about a big boat or boat yacht. I'm talking about, it was probably one of his. Anyhow, my point is that he again, Buddy is in his element. He brings you into his world on the back of so you can be you. It's pretty good. It's a great fucking program, dude. It's awesome.
All right, well, it's at least 3 hours earlier here than y'all, and I'm tired. So
yeah, well, it's time to close it down. Anyhow, make sure everybody's hitting the like button, like Tonk said, and
hit the like button, everybody.
Thank you for being here, everybody.
We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.